Good afternoon. Oh my gosh, that house is so pretty on that land. You remember that tree?
Yes, there were two 500-year-old oak trees on that, and it was beautiful.
They were
Beautiful.
gorgeous. Welcome to another edition of the Rabell Realty Group podcast. Thank you. Join me, Kristen and Rebecca, and
Rebecca Johnson.
thanks for tuning in and coming in when you can. Share us. Please share this on your Facebook page so more and more people can see us, blunder and have fun and joke about our lives and teach you about real estate.
Very true. So that beautiful home was in Micanopy, Florida. It was on 10 acres and went pending over the weekend, listed Thursday or Friday, and went pending almost immediately with multiple offers. So
it's because it was beautiful and it was priced right.
Gorgeous, priced right. So if you or a friend or neighbor need their home sold, keep us in mind. We're happy to assist. I think we're going to jump right in. Let's talk about the market. Let's see what's happening with those numbers. I think. All right, so keeping our trend with September, we're taking a look at how many new listings, and this is residential and attached units only. This does not include land or commercial or rentals. Those are totally separate entities, and next month we'll start adding some of that in to look at and discuss. But this is just homes, residential homes for sale and attached housing. So this month in September, we've had 216 new listings hit the market. What's interesting is still seeing the number of pending sales, which is at 284.
Quite a bit higher than those new listings, right?
So we need some listings.
Although this week we're noticing, obviously the numbers have spiked up, but the closed sales are a little bit higher than those new sales. So that's pretty good. That helps. But that just means that we're still needing new listings on here to keep up with our pending sales so that we're not running out of inventory for our buyers.
100%. If you are thinking about selling your home, it is still a good time. Now, this is traditionally when our market's a little slower.
We usually get a break right about now.
I know.
We are not seeing that break.
No breaks. Keep working, keep pushing till the end. So what's that transferring over into what we're seeing market-wise? This is a snapshot from January till September, actually, till today, showing the inventory supply chain. So that green line up there is going to be your buyers, how many buyers are out there looking, and then, of course, the blue is your inventory. So you can see we've been on a trend this year for more buyers than properties. Now, we were discussing before coming on the show that it is trending downward, and we have a couple thoughts on what might be happening with that.
Well, first of all, I want to make a point here. So, where did you create this map from?
This is from the Gainesville MLS.
Okay. So pulling the numbers from residential and condo only, what we usually notice every year without COVID, without strange markets, is that April has a huge spike in listings and sales. It continues on until about July, but April and June are the two biggest months. And as you notice, April and May jumped up from March, which is absolutely normal and natural, although March is usually pretty much a lot higher than that, closer to the January mark. And then we stay high all the way up, but really, we lost a lot of listings and people, probably just refining, staying at home, deciding not to move. June, July, and August, 3 of our biggest months that end up the summer season. So we have jumped up in September, which is usually when we take a little bit of a break. So what are your reasons why?
So I suspect that as you can see that big line, how people have not been able to find homes, they've probably left the market and have signed leases for another year or the next 6 months as they continue to look. I know that we're still getting inquiries and calls of people looking, but they have a little bit longer time frames because they're in leases until spring or I guess we call it winter here. It's January.
So that trajectory of the buyers has gone down, even though we're seeing that spike of listings in September. So, I do agree that I feel like they've left, whether they've rented or decided not to move or decided not to come here, make another decision. And so it's because that June, July, August was lacking of inventory. So hopefully we will be able to push the market up again and bring in some inventory the end of the year. Really what we're looking to is to prepare for next year and see what next year holds. But I would suggest still putting your house on the market because there's still plenty of buyers out there regardless. If you're deciding to move, if you're wanting to move, you still have plenty of buyers out there looking for your homes.
And if you're a buyer, don't get discouraged because
Exactly.
as you can see, there are more homes coming on the market. And even if you've decided to stay in the house for the next 6 months to a year, the right house could be right out there for you and about to hit the market. So just keep in touch and keep searching those websites and you'll find that things are increasing listing-wise. And we're expected to have a very strong finish for the year with more homes coming on than normal.
Yeah,
So.
usually the sleepy time, but still people are coming on. We've met with at least 3 in the past day or two, and just the 2 of us. So things are coming on the market and they're hitting soon. So don't give up. Keep looking. Call your realtor or call us.
That's right.
We'll be happy to help you. All right, what do we have now? So what show is like really big in the real estate world right now? I know. Do you know?
I know what it is. It's the home edit. Everybody's been talking about the home edit and the 2 girls that are organizing America.
Wait, you and me? Me
Yes.
and you?
Yeah, they just kind of reminiscent, a blonde and a brunette.
Really 2 besties that have a lot of fun together. I don't know. I watched it and I kind of thought, well, your husband said they were ditzy.
He
right?
said flaky.
Flaky. I don't
He
think
felt like
we're
they were
flaky.
I think they were just excited
I
about what they're doing.
Well, okay, here's one thing. They're in Nashville. I'm super jealous about that because you and I both love Nashville, and that is my absolute favorite city in America. I love Nashville, so that's a lot of fun to watch that. But these 2 girls, they have a really good friendship. And they work together and they work well together. How often do we find 2 women working well together, other than you and me?
I don't know. It's like they're our power couple, but in the organization side, and
so that's why I love watching it. Another besties, friends working together and doing well together. I'm sure they have their fights like you and I
Like
once in a while
everybody
do, but they look like they have loads of fun. It is kind of fun to watch. The only thing I can say is that there's some, especially the Reese Witherspoon one, when they were all like super high giggling. I don't even think I can giggle or scream that high. But other than that, it's a great show. It's a lot of fun.
it's super interesting to me, and I love that they got their start on social media.
Yeah.
Like that's what they use to make themselves famous. Their Instagram account is very interesting. They have a great blog if you are into reading their little blogs about ways to organize your jewelry and your pantry and why labeling is important. I'm a fairly organized person and I enjoy organization. I sleep better at night knowing things are put away. But even some of what they do gives me anxiety because containers and containers and containers. But what I do like, and I think you and I both did this even before they wrote a book about it, was color organizing.
Color coordinating.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
It's
The rainbow in your closet.
They make it sound more
helps.
interesting.
Right. No, it's a lot of fun. Oh, some great pictures. Yes. I
Yes.
love how they have different sections so that you can really look there. So if you're a sports person, you have like your Gator gear, you can put all your Gator gear in one section. Or if you love dresses, really, really nice long dresses, you have a section of those. I love how they section out everything. They have goals when they're going in. So in real estate, as 2 brokers, we always have goals. So I love that they talk about that. So Rebecca is a total throw everything away. I'm not so much like that, although I want to throw everything away, I can't always. So I really like that they will work with people who don't want to throw things away. They want to edit them, maybe store them elsewhere. So, you don't have to throw everything away. I'm not a hoarder, but I'm much more of a hoarder when it comes to it than Rebecca is. But I wouldn't consider myself one. I don't think you would. I don't think my family would.
No,
but
you're not a
she
hoarder.
literally throws everything
Well, not throw.
away.
I donate it.
Donate, gets rid of it. Like
I get
once
rid of
she's
it.
done with it, she's done with it. I hold
That's
on
true.
to things. There's a little bit of a sentimental value, a little bit of I'm not really sure if this is donatable or, who do I give it to? So I hold on to things, but I love how they help you understand organization if you even want to keep things. So
Yeah, their
keep your
website
items.
is great, and it tells you all the areas they service. They're actually coming to Florida, or they have people that will be working with people in Florida. It's like $250 an hour, and they'll basically get you organized. And what I would like to know, and if they ever happen to catch this show talking about them, is how do you, like, the show never really addresses it. How do you keep people to stay organized? Because I'm just
Yes.
going to say it. The doctor that
Yes.
was the medical doctor who was always on the go.
Kentucky fan.
Yes. and they went in and organized her closet and her life. And I'm like, man, how long is she going to keep that up? Is it easier? Because even I have times where we get so busy at work or with children or at home that I don't keep things as organized as I would like, and then I have to go back. We actually did that this weekend and this coming weekend as well, where we went back and reorganized some things that we've done it before. It's just life got in the way.
It is maintenance plan. I mean, they were talking about Holly Florence Nicolosi. Holly, you're always about Florence to me. I'll come and organize you. I know how. We'll sing some songs. Susan will sing with us, and we'll do it. I just don't know if I can organize your husband. That's the one that I'm not so sure about.
That's funny. Yeah, I think it's great. They have books. They've got a contract with the Container Store, so all their little labels.
I know, they go shopping and they go grab everything. That's a big part of organizing that can trip some people up, is what you need to have. I talked about this with Rebecca Kane this morning. Shout out, Rebecca. That I cannot have, baskets. They're so cute when they have baskets and boxes, but I'm that see no evil, hear no evil. If I don't see it, it is gone. I don't remember where it is. So I have to have the plastic see-through boxes to be able to use them again. But yeah.
What I need help with, if you all are listening out there, send me one of your people to help me organize my shoes. I can't seem to keep away. Hi, Hannah. That's my fabulous sister.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, Hannah. I need help organizing shoes. Clothes I'm pretty good with, and jewelry. But the shoes, because I get them out of the box, put them on, and then I leave for the day with a different pair of shoes, and I never get them put back until like the end of the week. So,
but I think that's about maintenance. You're not going to do it like that Kentucky doctor. She's not going to do it in one day. So, organization is really about, time management also, which again is a huge part of real estate, and just your, any sort of job that you have in general that you have to keep up with. But, I know that at the end of the week, I get in trouble because I leave my shoes around everywhere. But by the end of the week, I put them back in boxes. And I got that idea from Sex and the City, one of the greatest shows ever.
Yes.
That when Carrie has all of her shoes in her boxes still. I love that because it shows what shoes they're in. They should sign with the brokerage. I agree with that too, Duffy. But I loved how they, you keep them in their boxes, you know what they are. And so when you go back to them, you have your boot section, you have your heel section, you have, your flip-flop section because we're in Florida.
That's
and
true.
Have flip-flops. But you can even have them where I put them with whomever is the maker of the shoes.
Ooh,
it's like
you're even more organized than I am on that. Yeah. I just stack all my heels together, and then I have some that are like special occasion dress shoes where you can't wear them all the time because they're that fancy, and you don't want to be seen in them too many times. And then I've got all my like everyday heels.
I love that, the image that we have up there. That is not how I have my closet or my shoes. I would love that, but you do have to have the shelving. So maybe we need to call these girls to come and organize us.
I know.
So much fun.
One female power couple to another. We'll help you help us. Meaning we'll follow your direction.
So we're getting questions from like Susan. What room should you start organizing first? I don't know. Here's my question. How do you organize your car? So I know as a realtor, we like practically live in our cars, right?
We do.
And that is my hardest part of organization.
Papers
is like
everywhere.
Paperwork everywhere. I mean, I have to clean it out all the time. And when I'm cleaning it out, it's usually like chapstick, lipstick, keys. Oh, I don't know how many keys I find in my car. We have a key jar. We have a key jar
at the office.
If I'm listing your house, when you hand me your key, it's going in a lockbox and sitting at your door until you start.
When I walk through the office door, I'm always like, take this key away from me because I can't be trusted.
Yeah, we give it to Sindel, and we're, put the address on there, hold it, tell me where it is when I ask for it, because we get so many keys in real estate. Yeah, so that goes directly in the lockbox. But which room? I mean, that's up to you. Stations, organized stations. I think whatever's the worst part of your room is where you start. So, for us it would be, because we have a lot of clothes and shoes, that's always going to be the closet. At home right now, everybody's working from home, or a lot of people are. It's probably your desk at home right now that needs organization.
I can't stand my kids' desks.
Right.
Make me
so
crazy.
You need, cute little boxes, and honestly, the labeling of them is really what works. So finding cute little labels that you can reuse and write on. I mean, yep, there you go, Duffy, labels. I don't have beautiful handwriting, so I would have to download a font. I know they use Clea's. She's like, her handwriting became a font. They created a font because she has such beautiful handwriting. She said it was like one of her top 5 best features about herself. It's like, I would love it to be handwriting, but not mine. So I'd have to download stickers, with beautiful font.
Yep.
Right, and
we have a label maker at the office, by the way.
Oh, well, so yes, we do. We do.
So
pantry is another area that a lot of people find that they don't keep organized. That's a little harder for me. I haven't seen an episode yet from them where they organize the pantry that I approve of, but
challenge.
Come organize my pantry.
Show
me the way.
I would say the easiest room in the house for me is the kitchen. Mm-hmm. I keep my kitchen, I know where everything is. I'll know if the kids put the dishes away because things will be in like weird spots, although they're learning. They're getting really good. If you have children that are 9 and 7, I can tell you they're excellent at emptying the dishwasher, and that is my favorite thing that they do around the house to help because I hate it.
Yep.
But they're learning how to organize it. So I always have the kitchen organized, and you can ask me for a weird kitchen gadget, and I will tell you exactly where it is. And then I would say the second thing is definitely the closet. And then everything else is a little downhill from there. But I have been in the office organizing our office, and I know you'll be in there too, and we're getting the whole office organized. But with that, we're going to take a quick break and come back, and we're going to tell you some real estate tips. We'll get off the home edit. Sorry, ladies, we hope we did you justice, but tune in and check out their show and follow them on social media, The Home Edit.
All right.
Our mission at Rabell Realty Group is to serve as a savvy resource for anyone interested in buying, selling, or renting a home or property.
We pride ourselves in being mindful, motivated, and knowledgeable. We're compassionate and accessible.
Our priority is to be a resource to you.
Bold and ambitious. Our team is driven by success.
Our real estate expertise and marketing acumen have fueled our expansion as we continue to serve more clients and grow our cohort of passionate realtors.
Welcome back.
Hello, hello. All right, we'll get on another topic now. Jackie, what about the fridge? We'll get back to that.
Yes, come organize my refrigerator. I'm sure my husband would be very appreciative.
Probably have to clean that out every once in a while. Throw everything away that has old dates on it. You don't want to keep those. That goes along with the pantry. But let's get back to real estate. That was fun.
One of our realtors, so we always ask the agents in the office, what kind of things do you want us to talk about on the podcast? Because obviously it helps promote real estate, the industry, and our brokerage. Mm-hmm. So one of the things, and we'll touch on that lightly, but then get into why it's so important to use a real estate agent, or more importantly, a realtor. So the question was, could we talk about what happened during COVID with sites like Zillow Instant Offer and Open Door and all of those types of sites? And while they're not really predominant or relevant here in Gainesville yet,
they're coming.
Right. And they are in our other markets that we service, yes. Like the Tampa Bay area. Mm-hmm. So during COVID, or right when the shutdowns all initially happened, a lot of those sites stopped taking instant offers, which mean those sellers were not able to get the information or get their buyers and their offers in there because they basically just stopped working, and real estate was an essential business.
Right. They stopped buying the houses also. So these sellers who had the relationships with them to have them purchased and then sold through them didn't have them anymore. So what did they still have? They had realtors.
They were
still out there working. Now, obviously, we were working within the new rules of COVID. A lot of people had to shift and find new ways to list without putting themselves in danger and health danger. But realtors were still working out there. And this is why, one of the many reasons why it's better to use someone who you can call, touch, feel, even during COVID, call them up, what's going on. You're not talking to some conglomerate, where you have to use the computer to find them. You can find them through social media, their phone, calling them, texting them, emailing them.
So to get into that, one of the first things you do when you contact a realtor is you set up a listing appointment. And so we always show up, our team shows up with this great book, and we talk about a customized marketing strategy for your home. The very first thing on that list is a comprehensive market analysis with a tailored staging assessment. You can't do that if you've never met the person or stepped in the house. And those types of systems and programs are never going to tell you, man, your house has an odor. Here's how we can resolve it. Or you have, I think we went into a house and they had 7 random chairs in the living room.
Too much furniture.
Too much
right.
furniture. Got to
3
reduce.
magnets on the refrigerator. There's a lot of those shelves up in the in the kitchen and everywhere, and having too many fake plants up there. Taking them down. Someone like Zillow or Open Door, they're not going to go in and see that. They might give you a value of your home, but they're not going to give you a value of your home based on the interior of it and what needs to be done. Maybe you want to paint your wall. Maybe you want to take down that wallpaper. Maybe you just need to clean your floors in a different way than you've done before, hiring a professional cleaner. There's a lot of different things that realtors who see homes every day and sell homes every day can see that will help you sell your home and lift it up to out of the lower price range into the higher price range.
Exactly. So we're actually going to put it up on the blog a little later today, but it's actually 7 reasons to work with a realtor, and this is the National Association of Realtors version. Yay, live. To where they're going to talk about, having somebody that can see, touch, help you be more hands-on, be your emotional rock. If you've ever sold a home before, then it's a stressful, or can be a stressful and an emotional time. Maybe your children grew up there. Maybe this was your first house, and you have all these fond memories. Maybe it was your last house and your children have all these fond memories. It's really, you've got to have somebody there that's a support system. You also want somebody that's got the local contacts and connections.
Well, I was going to get into that because it's not always your personal house. What if you inherit a home and you've never been in it? Or what if it's a home that you've owned and you've rented it out and you haven't been in it in years? You're going to need someone to come in and say you don't live in that area, or you don't know it very well, and you don't have local contacts. Your realtor will have local contacts. So we'll have a plumber, an electrician, and probably more than one, a handyman, a painter, someone they can call for an estate sale even. Sometimes I literally sat down with a guy listing his home. It was his mother's home yesterday, and he had an eye problem. I know an ophthalmologist that I actually gave him his number, and so that he could call him and talk about this weird disease he has with his eyes. These are things that are localized. You're not going to get that, and I know that's not real estate related, but that's a connection that you're going to have with someone that really makes you feel like, okay, they understand me, they know what I need, what I want. I don't just need someone to remove wallpaper and repaint the walls, but I also need something local. And even with the buyers, when you're buying and you're buying in an area, Gainesville is rife with buyers who are parents of kids coming to UF. And so often do they want to know who's going to be taking care of finding their kid things that they need. Again, like doctors and dentists, and sometimes the best place for them to go and shop and get groceries, and where to get their gas.
Or
the realtors, the local
how to
realtor
file
knows
for
these
homestead.
things. How to
We've
file
had
for
people
homestead,
reach out
right?
to us for that, and even years later, do you have a copy of my survey? All of that. So really, it boils down to you should use a local real estate agent or realtor or professional because they're here for you and they're going to be here for you, much more so than a service that's a .com that has some employee up north that you're never going to see, meet, talk to, or
Right.
what I find, they have high turnover and they move to a different apartment or whatnot.
Right.
So we'll have that on the blog. But another fun little thing we'll have on the blog for you is sort of Rabell Realty Group's nod to a famous song.
99 Problems.
Yep, 99
we
Problems.
call it the 99 Problems, and the Rebellion isn't one. Our realtors are not one of these. 99 problems that can come up, whether you're a buyer or a seller, during the transaction, during the listing, from listing it, before listing to closing. And realtors know what's going to go on. No transaction is exactly the same. So if I have people all the time, oh, I've sold 2 or 3 houses. I know what's going on. I understand everything. 2 or 3 houses that you've sold personally, you probably don't know what's going on behind the curtains, right? Behind the doors. So we are dealing with issues all the time, and they're not really issues, they're just things that come up. And so we usually have a team of people that we're working with, whether it's the title company or the inspector or the lender, the processor, that we've been working with and talking with. And that's why we always say, stay local, stay with a local realtor, a local lender, go local, because we have these contacts. We talk with them all the time, especially if you're working with the team that your realtor is putting you with, is connecting you with. They're connecting you with these people because that's their community. That's our community. We have a community of people that we work with all the time. And so that if something is going wrong, we can nip it in the bud super quick before you even know. So that's why there's 99 problems.
Yes,
and we're not
Steffi.
running with
They
them.
absolutely will advise you on what repairs and updates are needed, whether it's during the transaction, prior to listing, and what pricing you can get, whether you do the updates or you don't do the updates. So all important stuff. We'll have this up on, let's see, so are there multi-source for people? Yes, very much. So we'll put this up on our website, which is buysellrebell.com, with a link on Facebook, probably later today or first thing tomorrow, as soon as Josh and Michelle can
It'll be
get
up.
that up there. But let's talk about something really fun.
Okay.
Let's talk about books.
The nerds of real
I
estate
know.
right here. So who here reads? I don't know. We read. We're avid readers. We love reading. Sometimes we can't read as often as we love. I love fiction, but I love nonfiction. I also love business books. And same with you, right? So we're not always reading fiction anymore. Back in the day we did. I was an English major. I'm not sure if you could tell. No, probably not. But got into real estate because that's where I love.
You write those beautiful descriptions.
That's where I love to be, is real estate, honestly. And we'll get into that later. But what books are you reading right now?
So I always have a stack on my nightstand, and actually, so since Rebecca reads, I knew she'd be a
Nice.
reader. Rebecca Kane at Zen Fitness. Shout out to Rebecca. Yay, books.
Second one of
totally
the day.
agree. I know.
Yay, I know this is a book person. Yes.
So
Our Smarties.
I've got a couple stacked up. I know we're both reading The Selling Ninja.
Yes. Great book for realtors, by the way.
I've got Grant Cardone's book, 10X. Great book.
Yep.
Love that. I have one, and I know the author isn't very popular right now, but I'll be darned if it's not a great book. It's called The Art of the Deal, and it actually was very interesting to see. One of our realtors was talking about how she was persistent and how she kept talking to somebody and she won the business.
Which is actually what ninja selling teaches you about. It's to be persistent.
The Art of the Deal says the same exact thing. He has a quote that says the difference between success and failure is persistence. And I was like, that's the line. I know it's an unpopular author, but I'll be darned if it's not a great book. But let's talk about Selling Ninja, because that one's great if you're in real estate specifically.
Yes. I mean, it just teaches you how to continuously work towards your goals, create goals, set your expectations, look at numbers and follow the numbers. And, every year, right around this time is when realtors are starting their goals for next year. And by that, it also, what's great about Selling Ninjas, there's a workbook and podcasts and YouTube videos. So I sometimes will watch that. And that one today, after talking on the huddle, because every Monday and Wednesday we have huddles for our entire real estate, and then Fridays are for our team. And it's 8 o'clock in the morning, about 30 minutes, and talking about preparing for next year. And that's what it was all about with Ninja Selling this. It was actually from last year because it was for 2020. But right now is when you start and you actually get all of your marketing ready for next year. So you're not, come mid in January thinking, what am I going to do for February? You already have that plan the year before. And that's the goals that, you need to set for yourself, and how to come up with how much you want to make the next year. They're actually saying about you quantify it as $1,000 a person. So if you want to make $170,000, you have to have in your data bank that you are contacting 173 people in order to do that. And that is weekly.
Wow.
So I find all of that interesting. If you know
Yeah.
numbers and you know stats and you know what you're doing and you have that ready and you have that goal that you set, you're going to get there much faster than if you're sort of tinkering around, twiddling your thumbs saying, where's the business? Why isn't it coming to me? You actually do have to work for the business.
Well, we know
But we'll get
planning
back
is-
to
yeah.
books because I didn't talk about what I'm reading. So I actually always have Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits
yes,
for
that's
Highly
good.
Effective People. I picked up that up again, and we both do this: iBooks, Audible, books on our on our nightstand. It's a little bit of all of them, and I love that book because it always goes back to mindset and about whether you know you're going to do it or don't know you're going to do it. That's how it's going to be. If you look at yourself as I'm not going to do this, you won't do it. So it really is about mindset, and I love books on mindset. So I'm also reading Lean In. It's a book from 2013. It's about women in leadership, and I don't read it for the women in leadership part. I just think it's really interesting to know that you just have to do it. It's not about, again, kind of back on my conversation, my comment about the people who are waiting for business. Leaning in is going and getting it, and women have typically in the past not been seen as pushers and asking for what they want and going for what they want. And it's basically saying, as a woman, if you're like that, don't be afraid. Go for it anyways. Just go out and get what you want. And because you're not going to get it if you're standing there waiting for somebody else to give it to you or just not doing. So it's all about being active and action oriented. So I really love that. And then I picked up, that I went to Barnes & Noble. We were in St. Augustine. It was raining. What a horrible weekend to go to St. Augustine, but we still love going there. So we went to Barnes & Noble, and I saw this book, Cynical Theories.
Yep.
And I always like to see all sides of the equation, kind of the thought process. And so it's a little more of it's a stuffier intellectual book. I actually started listening to it, but it's really about how liberalism is going a little far out of where it needs to be on the true path of what it is. So it was interesting to read these people's perspectives on that. And again, I'm not here to talk about I believe in anything, what I believe in, but it's interesting to read and to hear about what everyone is saying right now in this political atmosphere.
Yeah, I think those are interesting. That's on my list also I downloaded that one. I try to listen to them in the car because we're in the car. You said we live in our cars practically. And then also read. I like to read, a little bit every evening. So what's your favorite book? If you are a new realtor and you're just getting into the game, what is your top, 3 to 5, you need to read these? I'm prepared, but I have a couple of them.
Yep, you go with it.
Okay, so one of my favorite books, and I don't remember the author's name, but it's The Happiness Advantage, and it's all about Zappos shoes and how positivity and mindset all makes a big difference. And I am a big believer. I think all my books are going to be mindset books. Sorry, because I think it's so important that if you believe you can't, you really won't. But if you think you can, just imagine 2 girls who were in the worst real estate recession ever in their little suits, knocking on doors in the Springtree neighborhood, slightly praying that nobody would answer, but also standing there ready to talk to people about real estate, believed they could, and they did.
Yeah.
So.
Well, anything by Gary Vaynerchuk.
Yes.
He does use, bad words.
He's colorful. He speaks colorfully.
Curse words all the time. And that's really more in his podcast or his live, I guess more, the live meetings. But his books are really good because they also kind of are about mindset and he wrote the Thank You Economy.
I love the Thank You Economy.
Right. And it's, giving back and again, leaning it. All of this that we're talking about, that's what that's about. I'm going to go back to that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. I've read that book probably 7 or 8 times, and I learn something every day from it. So I would say whether you're new in real estate, old in real estate, experienced in real estate, I think that it's a really great book to help you in anything that you do. It actually helps me in family and marriage and friendship and business. So, if there's one book, that's the book I would read.
Read it and then read it again and again and again. There are certain books that I like to pick up.
And there's certain authors that you can read over and over again. Stephen Coveney. Is it Stephen Coveney?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean, Gary Vaynerchuk, Seth Godin, a lot about
yes.
marketing. You know, he's really good. You know, there's just a ton of authors out there. Napoleon Hill is really great about not just leadership, but also building your business and expanding from that. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of books that we love reading over and over again that's on our nightstand.
It's great, and it's a great pastime, and it really helps you grow more quickly in the business. Let us know below what books you like, business books, and
we'll read them if we don't, but we love to hear and see what other people are reading because, you know, I love reading the same books over and over because I do learn from it, but I love picking up new books and reading them.
So, like we say every time, the best ways to contact us or find us or come hang out online with us, book swap out at our workout tomorrow. Yes, that's great. I'll bring a book, you bring a book. I do also want to remind you that if you're packing up, purging, doing the home edit, cleaning out your closets, and you find some great books, particularly children's books, we have our own book box at Rabell Realty Group in Hale Plantation that we
take
keep
a few
filled.
books of ours and
Take some
leave
new
some
ones.
for us.
Leave some for us. We check them out. We make sure that they're in good shape and things are getting swapped out.
And we also have a library at our office. If you want to borrow any books, just let us know. And you can come over, check them out, you know, come in with your mask on. But you can check out what we have, and we'll be happy to let you borrow them.
Absolutely. They're all business and real estate.
Pretty much.
So for all the realtor friends or people thinking about getting into real estate, that would be the way to go. But of course, as always, how to find us. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as Buy Sell Rebell, and then Buy Sell Rebell GNV, and then our email is below. So next week, we hope you'll join us. We're going to do a really special one, and we hope you'll drop some comments below. We are going to answer all of your questions about Kristen and Rebecca.
Who are Kristen and Rebecca, and how did they do this?
How did they meet? How did they come to grow a business and work together all these years? And become
If you want to know our secrets, be here. Monday
Monday.
at 2. Be here
Monday
Tuesday
at
also,
2.
but we
You
won't
can
be
come
here.
Tuesday, we won't be here, but Monday at 2. So we'll have all that little history and the most
It'll
asked
be fun.
Kristen
We'll
and
tell
Rebecca
some fun
questions.
stories. It'll probably be a little longer than an hour knowing how we talk. We have a lot of stories.
It'll be good, but we
See a
hope
lot
you all
of
join us.
pictures also. I'm going to be embarrassed from some of the pictures, but
Yes,
hey,
we're trying to
you
locate
just
our
gotta be who
original
you are,
headshots.
right? I know
We're
where
trying
mine
to
is.
find-
I haven't told you yet.
I gotta find mine, but yeah, we're looking for original headshots and everything. So we'll share all that with you, and we'll do what they call our glow up to how we are and who we are today. So
Love it.
thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you. Hopefully see you next week.